Please, 911. Where's your emergency? Yeah, my daughter is missing.
A new twist for a missing North Carolina girl.
We were led to the landfill. What happened to her? After investigators interviewed several different people involved in this case.
A frantic search is on to find Zahra Baker.
Police say no one has seen the 10-year-old.
Has seen Zahra.
I didn't even know they had a little girl.
For weeks.
Within the last month.
I've never seen her.
I haven't seen her for over a year.
Search for Zahra went from an Amber Alert to a homicide investigation.
No sign of Zahra.
Dad is out free.
Seems concerned.
Dad says he hasn't seen her since Thursday.
I don't know how sincere his concern is.
Investigators suspect Zahra is dead.
She has a prosthetic leg, which apparently they're taking with her.
As we go to air, your lower box is showing you what is going on in North Carolina. A massive search of a landfill. This dump for one specific piece of evidence. Cops will not tell anyone what it is, but many court watchers believe it is Zahra's prosthetic leg. The little girl, the 10-year-old, never went anywhere without her prosthetic leg. When her parents came in at 2:30 to check on her, 2:30 p.m., the father hasn't seen her since Thursday, days before. The prosthetic leg gone, the hearing aids left behind. Right now, I'm going to play for you what we obtained in the last 24 hours, the full 911 call. All the dialogue between daddy, stepmommy, and police. You be the judge.
It's Harper County 911.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
I need police. Please, 911. Where's your emergency? Yeah, my daughter is missing.
I'm sorry?
Your daughter's
missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your address?
21 21st Avenue, Northwest. The police were out here last night. They were firing a ransom note for my boss's daughter. I got up this a little while ago, and it appears they took my daughter instead of my boss's daughter.
I'm not familiar with what happened last night. What happened last night?
Last night, we were woken up. My dog woke me up, and I had a fire in the backyard, and somebody had poured gas in my company vehicle that I drive for work. They left a ransom note on the company vehicle to my boss saying they had his daughter, and his son was next. And his daughter's fine. His daughter came with him here last night when I called him. And it appears they may have taken my daughter instead of his daughter.
Okay, do you know who this was?
I don't know who it was.
That may have taken her?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any idea why they were threatening to take his daughter?
I don't know.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Adam Baker.
So no one has seen your daughter since 2:30 this morning?
No, like I said, we had all that drama last night, and me and my wife went back to bed. And my daughter's, I think, coming into puberty, so she's hitting that broody stage. So we only see her when she comes up, when she wants something, and that's about it.
Okay, and did you say that she was handicapped?
Yes, ma'am. She has a both the knee amputation.
Okay, she has one leg
yes,
that's partially amputated?
Yeah, she has a prosthetic leg, which apparently they're taking with her.
Prosthetic leg was taken with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you don't have any idea at all?
No, like I said, it was all addressed to him, and it was all taken out on him, and I guess they thought he was
What did you play on this? Okay, did you talk to your boss about it?
I've just spoken to him, and he told me that he's going to be here shortly.
Okay, so do you think that he knows?
We had an officer out here last night, and he ran through who he thought it may have been, like an ex-employee or something.
Okay, and you said 21 25th Avenue Northwest?
21 21st Avenue, sir.
21st Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
21 21st Avenue. Okay, hold on just a second.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. I wasn't finding the call. Okay.
It was Officer Rowland.
Okay. All right. Okay, all right. We're getting the police on the way out there. If you find out anything at all in the meantime before we get the officer out there, call me back. And then it would help us as far as finding your daughter.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
1, what's the address of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. My husband works for a tree maintenance company, and our backyard's on fire.
Your what's on fire?
The backyard, we've got big mulch piles and wood piles because we sell firewood.
Okay, what's your address, ma'am?
It's 2121 Avenue.
Does he hear how ridiculous his theory is? Oh, well, I guess they meant to take another girl, but they took mine instead. He sounds like he's about to make an exchange at Target. That somehow the kidnap victims were just, they got their wires crossed. This is crazy. There is no anger, no disturbance, no concern. It sounds like he's reading a script. Out to you, Dr. Janet Taylor, MD and psychiatrist. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's distressing. I've never heard a more casual, disconnected father and stepmother with a lack of concern about their 10-year-old daughter. I mean, what 10-year-old broods? 10-year-olds are generally the most happy children alive. And so it's just really disheartening to hear his just excuse about not finding his daughter.
And Dr. Janet, he even laughs. There's a little laugh to the aside when he's talking about his daughter's going through puberty and that she stays in her room all the time. The fact she stays in her room, according to neighbors, friends, and relatives, is that the stepmother locks her in her room, including an attic in the past. Out to the lines, Pat in North Carolina. Hi, Pat.
Hi. I live about 50 miles from Hickory, and your show is wonderful. I get more information from you than I do our local stations. But my question is, could the fire in the backyard been a cremation fire, or could they have sold her or traded her for drugs?
You know, Pat in North Carolina, number one, thank you for the compliment. And number two, I prosecuted many arson cases, and if a body had been burned in that manner, probably through use of an accelerant in the backyard, such as gasoline or whatever they chose to use, you would definitely find remains of a human body, specifically the bones. I want to go to Mark Class, president and founder of Class Kids Foundation. What do you make of the theory that she was sold for drugs?
I suppose anything is possible, but remember, law enforcement went from calling this an Amber Alert to a murder investigation within just a matter of days. There was no ambiguity about that. It was absolutely definitive. Everything that these people do and everything that they say, and I think that this 911 call is a perfect example. There's no desperation in his voice. There's no urgency. He seems to focus on everything except for the fact that his daughter has disappeared, and everything that he talks about is somehow supposed to justify the fact that somebody else has taken her and deflect attention away from himself, when in fact he's doing just the opposite. Every move these people make incriminates them more. And now we even have her biological daughter saying that she's afraid for her life if her mother gets out. This is not going to end well any way you look at it. We can only hope that they find this little girl and are able to put her and give her the peace that she totally deserves and has probably not had in her life ever since she came to America.
Mark Class, do you remember, and you know, Mark, in all the years I've talked to you, all the years I've known you as a colleague and a friend, I have never asked you to relive the night that you learned Polly was missing, your girl. Because I don't like people to ask me about when my fiance was murdered. I don't like to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. And I don't like people to bring it up to me. But do you remember what you went through in those moments? And I want you to explain to the viewers why this 911 call is so wrong on so many levels.
Well, to give it a little context, Polly was not in my house when she was kidnapped. She was staying with her mom 30 miles north of where I live, up in Petaluma. And when that occurred, we got a phone call, it was a phone call that said, Polly's been kidnapped and law enforcement doesn't want a desperate father trampling evidence. I then spent the rest of the evening trying to confirm it, talking to law enforcement, becoming more and more desperate as the hours went along, until finally at 6 in the morning, Violet and I heard on the local radio station that Polly Class had been kidnapped kidnapped in Petaluma. That's when our world absolutely and totally fell apart. We went up to Petaluma. We didn't return home for 65 miserable, heart-wrenching days.
I had a fire in the backyard, and somebody had put gas in my company vehicle that I drive for work. They left a ransom note on the company vehicle to my boss saying they had his daughter and his son was next.